Hi everybody, I'm Robin from Western Mass, and it is Sunday, November 21st, hard to believe that, 2021, and we are having our Q&A session of our Morgellons call. I just want to say one thing as we start. Last week I mentioned boar's head lunch meat as and that was my mistake. The lunch meat that works with stage 1 of the diet now is Dietz and Watson Originals, and only they have chicken, all natural chicken, and roast beef and turkey, but they have to say all naturals, and they only have 3 ingredients in it, but it's not boar's head. So my error, and I just wanted to correct that on the program so people don't.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for that. I was so disappointed when someone pointed out to me about 6 months ago that the boar's head had ingredients, and they read them to me, and I'm sorry to see boar's head go that route, but they did, unfortunately, and have ingredients in there that are of no value to us and cause activation. Yes, stress management. We've included it from day number 1. I mean, I know you'll find somebody out there on some other knowledgeable video thing that says, hey, you don't have to do this stuff, and using prayer and affirmations and all this is irrelevant. The key is get on those damn antibiotics and get the disease over with. Meanwhile, this person's been on them for over 5 years and still on them. Whereas many of us are way beyond antibiotics, way beyond even dealing with the organisms anymore. And part of it is managing stress, aiming that brain. Your brain is a computer. It'll do exactly what you tell it to if you know how to program it. If you know how to program it. And part of the program is music, stress reduction, affirmations, laughter. This is all part of the program. So what are you going to play for us today?
Well, this is a little bit different. This is this is a sad song.
Oh.
If you really don't want me to play it, I won't.
Play it, and then maybe we'll force you to play a happy song.
Okay, because I just think it's so important. I've been dealing with I've been with a lot of people who have a lot of sorrow and mourning, and sometimes it's important to allow those feelings to be expressed. It's always important, and the only way through is through. So I just wanted to share this song because we all are going through stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And this is the mountain dulcimer, and I'm going to play it on my mountain dulcimer. God has given us years of happiness here, now we must part. And as the angels come and cover you, the pain of grief tugs at my heart. Oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your long journey. Oh, the days will be empty and the night so long without you, my love. And as God calls for you, I'm left all alone, but we will meet again in heaven above. Oh, my darling. long journey. Fond memories of keep of happy ways that on earth we trod. And when I come, we will walk hand in hand and one in heaven in the family of God. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your long journey. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your long journey.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. That's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Yes. So, has anybody texted in any questions, Chris?
Tony, your line is open, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hello, Chris.
Yes.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, this is Tony.
Hi.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Richard. I don't know if this is a good question for the group. I think I need coaching, but I'll present it anyway since it seems like you want to talk to somebody. And that is, I'm really going
we're
to... We're desperate, even for me.
Especially.
Thank you for being there and for offering all this support. I've been struggling with these little flies and mites, whatever we wish to call them, and things got strangely worse when I started using the ozone generator. Again, last week when I called, I said that I felt very fortunate and lucky that I could put clothes on and feel like I'm not contaminated. It was just like them flying around. But after I used the ozone generator, I opened up my closet to feel like it was time to, expose it and maybe kill anything in there. I think I drove them to hiding in the fabrics of all the clothes. So I'm washing all those things. I'm taking all those previous calls and things in the book, all this, washing with ammonia and putting diatomaceous earth all over myself and my clothes and bagging everything and putting methyl crystals in the bags and but I'm still miserable and I'm still like waking up in the middle of the night with a crawling, itchy feeling and having to take showers after I can get maybe like 2.5 hours and then I start feeling them attack me. Do you have any more advice for me?
Have you gotten the diet to kick in yet?
No, it started to. I was feeling good about a lot of changes in my diet, but no, I can still feel them coming after me. Obviously, I'm waking up itching, so it's not in now, and I'm really strict. I think the worst thing is I eat a lot of rice.
If your bedding is totally disinfected and clear, and you're waking up 2 hours after you go to bed, it's an indication that they are still in your system.
Oh.
And yes, Robin?
I'm not convinced that's what's happening. I mean, I have talked and experienced myself with many people who, when they use the ozone generator, it pushes, especially with mites, it pushes them from one room to another. They run to escape it if you are only doing one room at a time. And it can initially make things worse. So, I recommend trying to not do one room at a time, trying to do a larger area at once. And I also recommend, I know that I have a different ozone protocol, which I got from an exterminator, which is ozoning for at least an hour at a time, as long as it's not near electronics or wiring. And that catches them before they can, and using it in combination with a spray, some kind of spray. It could be a non-toxic or it could be actual, poison, but you need to spray, and then you need to use the ozone generator for a longer time, because it just pushes them into the next room if it's a short time and you really have an infested house.
Well,
so I'm not saying that it isn't also the diet, but I know that when that happened to me and to other people that I've coached, when they did it for a longer time and didn't use my suggestions, it got better.
All right, so what that is basically saying is do your bedroom last and run it for an hour at a time. Make sure your bedroom is clear. Make sure your sheets and your bedding is disinfected, that there's nothing in that room. And then if you wake up 2 hours afterwards, that's an indication it's a diet. And you need to keep the diary and make that diet work. Figure out what you got to do to make that diet work.
Yeah, I'm fearing that it's because I'm eating too much brown rice. I know I tried basmati, but I haven't found it in a big sack yet.
They don't. You don't have to get the big sacks online. Like I buy 25 pounds at a time. They used to sell them in stores, but since COVID, the only place I've found it is like on Amazon.
What are we buying?
Basmati rice, large quantities.
Yeah, okay.
I get like the big bag at Costco, that of brown rice. I thought that would be good, but and I found some brown rice pasta that I'm loving.
Yeah, that's good too.
I have another question. You guys run
you might take brown rice out of your diet totally for a day or two and see what happens.
Or a week or two.
Yeah. Do you know if spaghetti squash is something that is permissible? I tried one the other day and couldn't see any difference, but then again, I was miserable anyway.
Should be okay, but again, each person may have you may be different than others. You just have to test them. The only way you really test the food is to get yourself to where maybe it's only having bone broth and celery and onions in a soup made from real bones, or Robin has a brand that she can share with you, and just do that for 3 days and get the diet to kick in, and then start adding brown rice or something else and see what activates it.
Okay.
I've also found that acorn squash is good. You can cut it in half and bake it with butter in the oven, and it's really filling and delicious.
I've had that before
to rice.
Yeah, so, many people, if you have a question as to whether food has anything to do with it, the real answer is just go on a 3-day fast with nothing but water under the supervision of your doctor, because we don't want ketosis happening. Right. All right, so just go on a fast, and within the reactions will clear up. The itching, the biting, assuming that you have your environment under control, because you can get, reinfected from the environment. But that's a clear way to see that there's a relationship between food and what you eat. And then, or, like I said, bone broth with celery and onions. And go from there.
I haven't found one that doesn't have things in it that we shouldn't have, so I'm open to any suggestions on what brand to buy.
Bone broth?
Should I make my own?
Go to the store and get a bone. And go to the butcher and get a bone, a beef bone.
There's great recipes for bone broth online, but there is a brand called Imagine. There's only two. Imagine bone broth has lots of kinds, but there's one called Imagine turkey, beef, and chicken bone broth all in one, and that's the one that has ingredients that we can tolerate. That's the only one that I found.
Thank you for that. I keep looking. It makes me feel like there is hope. Thank you.
There definitely is hope, and really, everybody can get the diet to kick in. It may take a little work, but you can get it to kick in. Things that help it along, people have reported taking Extra Max 1, boosting the glutathione. We have the Parasite Stop formula, and then there are a list of about 11 medications. 3 of them are over the counter, including Claritin and Claritin D, and I forget the other one. So do what you have to do to make that diet work. Thank you, Tony.
I have another question.
Sure.
Since you're on the East Coast, you may know, is Old Bay seasoning one okay to use for stage 1?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I know they don't have anything listed in the ingredients that would be contraband, but
what are listed?
I really don't know. You'd have to get to where you have the diet working and then try it and see if you have a problem with it.
Okay, I won't steam shrimp for a while. And I'll go try
okay, I love Old Bay.
Me too. I'm from the East Coast, so I miss it. I get homesick, and that sometimes helps. What about eggs? When you said, try to go back to, like bone broth, would eggs fit into that? Because I hardly ever eat eggs. Should I try those during that time of fasting?
That's the first food that I use, but there are people that have problems with eggs even. So I can't absolutely 100% guarantee you that eggs are safe, but I'd say they're 99.9% safe.
Okay. I'll give them a shot, but I'll start with the bone broth and see how that works. And thank you all so much.
I saw an interesting post on Facebook, somebody saying that, well, the vaccine isn't 100%. Well, what the hell is 100%?
Right.
There's nothing that's 100%. There's no medication they ever put out that's 100%. Nothing's 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I told my boss I would get more vaccinations if I knew that would help with these flies. So, so far, not right now. I'm using this time where I can't work to just clean and disinfect and wash clothes over and over again and shower and bathe. So I'm glad I'm not working to try to get control of them.
It's a full-time job. I know if you have a job and you have to deal with these things, it's like taking on a second full-time job.
It is, and not enough. And I empathize with everybody else who's going through this. And thank you so much for trying to help all of us.
You're most welcome. That's what we're here for. We're here to provide insight and inspiration and answers, real answers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for trying to cover it all. You have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too.
And, have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Okay. Bye-bye.
See everyone. Bye.
Anyone
Leslie,
else?
You can go, Leslie.
Leslie?
This is Leslie. I'm in Vermont. I've been on a couple of your conference calls before. So what I would like more words on from the two of you is prebiotics, because I've run across that before. The prebiotics are helpful, and I've read that the prebiotics feed the probiotics so that the probiotics can help your digestion. I've read that. But in your talk, Richard, you said prebiotics, raw onions, leeks, garlics, and then you moved right on to the next thing.
I'm not sure how many more prebiotics there are. There is a blog post if you know how to get to. Do you know how to get to our blog?
I've never been on a blog in my life.
Oh, well, okay.
It's scary to me, that kind of computer stuff frightens me.
It's just a website.
All right. Well, The main website is
bestmorgellonscure.com.
Best Morgellons Cure, best, like best man at a wedding, morgellonscure.com. And there's a blog section, and I'm going to go to it right now and search for prebiotics. Okay, 6/30/2021, best stage salad 1, incorporating prebiotics. So, yeah, there's a 6/30/21. We have, I think, a Robin recipe with prebiotics: green cabbage, red cabbage, onion,
yeah,
cucumber,
healing cabbage soup,
radishes, chives, lemon. Yeah. So there's a recipe for a salad, and I'd say that is top of the line. If you want to make a note of what those ingredients are, be a good idea. Green cabbage, red cabbage, red onion, fresh garlic, green peppers, radishes, chives, spinaches. You can put in cucumber and tomato, not that they are really prebiotics.
So is there a relationship between prebiotics and roughage? Because with roughage, you have soluble roughage and insoluble roughage, and one of them is just beneficial in moving things out of the gut.
Cabbage is a prebiotic, but I don't think lettuce is not.
No, lettuce isn't a prebiotic, no. But you want a salad, so, green leafy salad, the roughage is what is also good to help clean out the gut.
Okay, so my question is about the soluble, insoluble part of roughage, because one seems to have one, say the lettuce, that will just move things out of the gut, cleans you out. But then the soluble is supposed to do something else and maybe is related to the prebiotic. So, and I'm a little hazy on this. I've read it but not memorized it. So.
Well, back on here's a list of all the prebiotics, and the blog post was published on 4/19/20, which isn't too long ago. We can't have, all of these are not on the diet. The chicory root, I'm not sure if that's on the diet or not. Dandelion greens, Jerusalem artichoke, I'm not sure about that one. Garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, definitely not for columbella. Bananas, that's good for stage 2. Barley, not good for us. Oats, not good for us. Apples, green apples, absolutely stage 2. Konjac root, I'm not sure if that would be good or not. Cocoa, definitely. We talked about cocoa last week. It's like a phenomenal food in terms of it being also helps with dealing with free radicals in its free. Burdock root, flax seeds, definitely not. Yaccoon root, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Jicama root, I'm not sure what that is. Wheat bran, definitely not. Seaweed, most likely. I'm not sure, but most likely. But there's a complete list of them back on that blog post.
Okay, I wrote those 2 dates down so that when I have enough courage,
all you have to do is go to bestmorgellonscure.com, go to the blog link, and then scroll back to those dates.
Okay.
And all those foods are listed. Okay.
Okay. So that's
Thank you for the question. I'm glad you brought that up. It gave us an opportunity to look into that. I haven't looked into that for quite some time.
Can you say more about zeolite?
There's not much to say about it. It's sort of like a cushion, an absorbent to my understanding, it doesn't combine, or it just absorbs. It doesn't produce any nutritional value. It just helps minimize detox.
So is it in supplement form only, or would one find it in food as well?
You don't find it in food. No, it's only in supplements. You have to buy it on Amazon. All right. Any other questions?
No, that's it, Richard.
No more?
No.
Well, for a while, I haven't done your diet, but I've done the GAPS diet, which is like the caveman diet. And I worked with the...
Well, for instance, on the caveman diet, can you have olive oil?
I can. It doesn't hurt me.
Bad news. Olive oil is no good.
It feeds parasites.
Can you have corn oil?
Stay away from corn oil for me. No.
Well, the bottom line is the only oil that you can have on this diet is either real butter or rice bran oil. That's it.
Well, I bought rice bran oil, but I haven't used it yet, and I do use real butter. So
the diet is written in stone, and we're talking about making it work. So that you do not do anything that you do not eat, drink anything that's not on that diet, and what is on that diet, you need to figure out if it is good for you or not. For most people, it is.
I was listening to the gentleman on before me and him talking about rice, brown rice and stuff. Any rice makes me pretty darn sick. So I don't know if he's still listening or not, but I can't have rice, even the basmati.
Well, that's fine. Not many people can't have rice, but there are other grains on the diet. Spelt.
I had a question that I didn't get to get out because
and millet. Spelt.
And I didn't get to get the question out. So can I go back and get all the way to my question? So what I was using the GAPS diet as a preamble to when I was working with a nutritionist on that diet. I was not allowed to take probiotics, and I was not allowed to take them because if I did, they would go to the wrong portion of the gut and then not be beneficial. And you had mentioned something on today's talk about probiotics and springtails and watching out for these. So what I'm wondering is, with your diet, is it also a do not take probiotics?
Yeah, for stage 1, it is it's a do not for sure. And the other thing is that when I started the diet, I couldn't eat any grains at all. I couldn't eat any kinds of rice. I couldn't eat spelt flour. I couldn't eat rye flour. I couldn't eat millet flour. And it took a few months before I could start adding those in. But there are many similar diets, but they're not going to work ultimately.
The thing I'm still dealing with is the mites, and they're much, much improved, but they're not gone. But, I'm glad they're improved. They're not as bad as they used to be, but I'm still dealing with the mites. And then I still sometimes have it was mentioned today, the bloating, and that's a possible leaky gut thing. And for me, that's the case. So I have to be careful of what I eat because of the leaky gut thing. And so now I'm just kind of talking in response to you.
Well, yes, let me address that. With the leaky gut, one of the things you want to look at is our L-glutamine supplement. It's a powder, it's a natural sugar, and it feeds the mucosa. It strengthens the mucosa. So when you strengthen the mucosa, the junctures between them become tighter, and the leaky gut disappears, in a sense. You want to look at what I talked about in the first time, the enzymes, and as well the amino acids to have, and we also have another product called Ion. It's a mineral supplement to restore the gut. In fact, it used to be called Restore, but it's specific minerals for the gut.
Yeah, I know that there's there's a Dr. Gundry product called Restore. I don't know if it's like yours or not.
Well, Dr. Gundry, in fact, we are making our own gut restore based on his findings. He has L-glutamine, he has berberine, and there are also other ingredients in his recipe that actually feed our parasites. So we cannot use all of the ingredients that he has. So the L-glutamine is what we've been using long term, and we are researching to add other ingredients from his list that are compatible with the diet. So that's something our herbalist is working on now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we will be coming out with our own gut restore. Right now we're trying to come out with our mouth restore herbal formula that she's been working on as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, these are helpful things then.
We're good. We're going in the right direction. We learn from other people, and we incorporate it into what we do.
Yeah. So can I make one comment? It's not a question, but it's to the gentleman that has to get up and what you said in your lifetime you've had to get up and get out of bed and shower and change your sheets and stuff.
Well, you may speak from your personal experience, but we do not give advice. We don't cross-talk or give advice, but you can speak from your personal experience and what you used to do or what you found.
One of the things that has helped me with bedding, so I'll word it in that way, that has helped me with bedding, because it's a big ding-dong deal to get up and change all of the sheets and da-da-da-da, is to have, what I've done is I've got some beach towels that are big enough to cover, they're big enough to cover the mattress of a double bed. And, so it's a double-sized beach towel. And I put that down. Every time I wash my hair, I make sure every single time I wash my hair, I change my pillowcases. But also, I lay that beach towel down, and then I have like a cotton blanket on top of that and a couple blankets that I can launder on top of that. Well, when it's time to change, and I'm not needing to change my sheets all the time like I used to, but when it's time to, I just take that beach towel up and throw it in the laundry, and it's so much easier than all the four fitted corners and, all of that stuff. And it's good and thick. It's good and thick, so stuff's not really going through it into my bed. And so having a beach towel on top of my bottom sheet and then a cotton blanket and with no upper sheet at all, and then all of that just easily goes into the laundry. So that's something that has made it faster for getting my bed to be changed.
Well, thank you for sharing that. It's definitely worth giving it a shot. It may not work for everybody, but may work for many.
All right. Well, thank
you for sharing. We appreciate that.
I appreciate you taking my questions.
You're welcome. So keep coming back. We're here for you, and we learn from each other. What I brought to the table was the diet, and from there, in communicating with hundreds, thousands of people, I learn and I learn and I learn, and the book has gone from a 15-page diet to close to 300 pages. So we learn from each other. Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye. Keep coming back. Anyone else, Chris?
That's it, Richard.
Okay, well, that wraps up this program. Anything you'd like to add, Robin, before we sign off and say adieu for the day? Adieu?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Love you all. Keep coming back. We're here to support you in getting your lives back, to take those frustrating energies of depression, anger, upset, and confusion and uncertainty and convert them into a call to action so that you can make the diet work, make it kick in, make it your slave, and make it your lifeline and get your life back. As Robin and hey, it's great. I can eat anything I want. So the diet is not limiting forever. I can do anything I want. So have a great life. Love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Keep coming back.